The introduction of any new technology or system is a cause for apprehension for those that feel like they're going to be adversely impacted, especially when this new system has the potential to threaten your livelihood. Over the past few months, there's been a lot of discussion about the implementation and impact of the new technologies and systems the government is introducing, such as the MyGov website. In this special edition of IPA Update, we thought we'd discuss MyGov's somewhat clunky beginnings, what it means for practitioners, and what the future holds for those in the accounting industry.
Yeah, so the early introduction of the MyGov website by the ATO was, by their own admission, less than ideal, acknowledging that its introduction, along with the existing portal issues, have added to the frustrations and resulted in lost productivity for many small practitioners.
In fact, this impact was quite significant, with an Accountants Daily survey showing that over 80% of respondents experienced a loss of productivity due to the use of technology by the ATO. And as part of the IPA's advocacy work, General Manager Technical Policy Tony Greco took these issues to the ATO via the IPA's participation in the Australian Tax Practitioner Advisory Group, and effectively forced an apology to IPA members and the profession.
We were the first accounting body to publicly criticise the ATO for its rollout of MyGov and what it did to the client-agent relationships. No longer were our agents receiving communication directly in relation to their clients, but the portal was incapable of bringing that communication into their practices in a way that did not incur productivity losses to our members. What's happened since is the ATO have improved those processes. We received a public apology from the ATO that they will no longer roll out new technology which will add to practitioner woes.
That statement by the ATO said that where the ATO is looking to develop technology or administrative changes, they will co-design and consult with a range of tax practices to build systems that consider and accommodate the current practice management procedures. The aim will be to ensure that the changes do not add additional tasks that practitioners will need to accommodate outside of the normal processes, but rather will operate within those normal processes. Despite this acknowledgement from the ATO, IPA CEO Andrew Conway believes that accountants need to start looking to the future because digitisation is coming and they need to be prepared.
And systems like MyGov, and in fact any new technology such as cloud or single touch payroll, are really strong evidence that digitisation is inevitable and that no profession is immune. And just consider the impact of Uber or the hotel industry with Airbnb. And as a profession, we need to embrace it and the benefits it brings, rather than trying to hold onto systems that are ageing and processes that may put future prosperity at risk. And in our presentation to the National Congress last year, I spoke about compliance work diminishing, whether it be through the ATO automation or ever-moving technology disruption to the profession, along with the need to address the new financial services regime requirements, and that it was time for practitioners to start to take stock of what their business would look like in the future. It'll be critical for accountants not just embrace ongoing change, but to be part of it and to drive that change to ensure that they can best serve their clients' needs who are also experiencing that disruption. And with that ongoing disruption at a range of levels, one of the big challenges facing our profession is being relevant, remaining relevant in a digital world. And I implore members to consider how they can embrace disruption to best meet the needs of their clients.
Tony Greco agrees with this notion of practitioners needing to embrace digital by default.
The government has set up a digital transformation office, and it's asking all government agencies, including the tax office, to use digital as their main communication platform. Digital is far more efficient than postal and face-to-face. So accountants need to embrace this technology and automate their business practices as much as possible, and rather than resist change, they should embrace the digital environment.
The IPA doesn't subscribe to the theory that the end is nigh, but encourages its members to see this as an opportunity to evolve.
It may all sound doom and gloom, but that doesn't have to be the case. As I said, there's a real opportunity for those that embrace and become the trusted advisor to their clients by not only adapting and taking advantage of these new technologies and systems, but by introducing non-accounting services to your business. We've been advising our members for a number of years that FOFA was coming. The days of the accountant's exemption would end, and that our members really need to look at their business model and transform their business into the trusted advisor regime, rather than relying on iReturns, because the simple fact of the matter is that accountants who didn't move ahead may well be left behind. There's still good traction. Some 70% of people still use a tax agent for their tax affairs, and compliance work is not dead, but there's still a significant difficulty in passing on cost increases to clients and charging for compliance work.
What the IPA is seeing as a professional body, though, is practitioners coming to the realisation that any boost to revenue and profit margin is not going to be from traditional accounting compliance-based work.
Compliance work is still very important to the accounting profession. It's the hook that keeps clients coming in through the door. However, relying on simply compliance work, it will be difficult to increase your revenue, and there's already cost pressures in providing that type of work. So the firms that are actually able to grow their revenue line are the ones that are offering non-compliance type work, adding that to the suite of services that they provide to their client base.
So of the over 8.5 million returns lodged in 2015-16, around 5.5 million, or 2/3 of these, were lodged via a tax agent. So the accountant's proposition is still sound. However, there was a 4.3% increase in self-lodges using eTax or MyTax. And speaking of MyTax, some people were not very happy with the ATO promoting those products and services to taxpayers. And we recognise the ATO has produced a method for people with simple affairs to lodge their returns, and we can't begrudge the ATO for communicating this to the public. But the bigger issue is for practitioners, how do they attract new clients? With Gen Y already moving away from traditional methods, it's important that members compete with a strong value proposition that must include embracing new technologies and processes.
Australia is far from best practice. It has the second highest use of tax agents in the world, and that is something the government is trying to address. One of the reasons why individuals do go to a tax agent is in relation to maximising their workplace deductions. The House of Reps Economics Committee this year was asked to review the workplace deductions to see whether we can move to a more efficient platform. The government decided not to make any changes, and whilst we may have won the battle, we may not have won the war. The government still intends on reducing the number of interactions between a taxpayer and a tax agent. So we're constantly asking our members to look at other value-adding services and move up the food chain and look at what other services they can provide to their clients.
The accounting industry as a profession has been around for hundreds, if not thousands of years, and over that time we've had to adapt and transform our models to meet many new challenges. And change and ongoing change is inevitable, and what we're experiencing now with technology is nothing new, but it really can't be ignored. MyGov is in its early days was quite poor, and there was a sense of a lost productivity from a number of people. The IPA, through our work and raising our members' concerns, not only drove the ATO to apologise, but it also acknowledged that these concerns were in fact valid. From then on, the ATO has worked very hard with us and other bodies to address many of these issues. But it's now up to practitioners to get on board with the new technology and adapt their business model to meet the demands of the next generation of clients. And of course, we'll be here to assist in any way we can. Look, the way I see it is we as a profession need to walk down this tunnel seeing the light at the end as an opportunity, because failure to do so may very well turn that light into an oncoming train, and nothing can be done to stop it.